7 in the morning. It's not terribly early, but it's early for me because I've been in quarantine for so long. I woke up around like 4 in the morning with one of those terrible nightmares where my tooth was like cracking. Do you ever have those dreams where your tooth is just falling apart and then you just wake up and make sure it's still there, like spazzing in the middle of the night? And I immediately went and I flossed and I brushed my teeth, and I had this panic moment for a little while, like making sure that it was still there. And when I finally realized it was a dream, I couldn't really fall back asleep for, more than like an hour or two. I've always had really vivid nightmares ever since I was a kid. When I was younger, I always had this same reoccurring dream that I was in the backyard and I was trying to get away from this rabid, crazy dog that was trying to eat me, and this dog was 10 times my size. I was just this little tiny baby trying to get away from this big ass dog, and it wouldn't stop chasing me. And I would get to the fence and I would get right up to it, and then I would turn and the dog's face would be right there, and I would wake up immediately and I couldn't fall back asleep for the rest of the night. I've always had really vivid, crazy dreams that would keep me up. Whenever we would go to Blockbuster or Hollywood Video or the Superstar Video that was in my hometown, I could never go by the horror section because I would start to look at the pictures on the boxes, and I would go home and I would have horrible nightmares just about the thing I saw. So I could never watch horror movies as a kid. I still have a hard time with it as an adult. And I remember other vivid dreams that I had where I'd be sitting in the car outside of Walmart waiting for my mom to finish shopping, and these 3 people would come and knock on the door and try to get me out. And I would wake up in a cold sweat, sometimes crying when I was a kid. Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost gave me nightmares. Alright kids, if that gives you any context, a Scooby-Doo cartoon gave me weeks of nightmares. When I got into college, I could always kind of work through nightmares by being there's other people in the apartment. I could kind of rationalize things that they weren't actually happening because there were other people that were around, and I'm well, if they're here, then that was a dream and it wasn't real, and I could kind of get myself off that ledge. As an adult, if I wake up from a nightmare and I get out of bed to try to breathe or calm down, my 4 cats, who are so what is the word, advantageous, will take the moment and be it's breakfast time, we must freak out now. And they immediately start zooming about and screaming and wanting food. And I'm can you chill for a minute, because I'm having a moment? And oftentimes I'll just go and close myself in the bathroom to try to get away from them so they stop screaming. Lee, it's 3 in the morning. This morning at 4 in the morning, I'm flossing my teeth and I just hear on the freaking door, and I'm bro, are you serious? This one was the culprit. And it's incredible to me that even as an adult, as a 30-year-old person, I can still have these types of nightmares that wake me up, that I still to this day can't really think this is a dream. I suppose a tooth cracking dream is something that would wake anybody up, but I often have dreams that are like that. Sometimes I'll have dreams that things are breaking, really horrifying dreams, and I don't know why. So it's interesting. Nightmares are no fun, and I wish that as an adult that was something I didn't have to deal with. What are some of your worst nightmares? Some of the worst. I want to know, because I want to know if I'm the only one who's having kind of these crazy dreams consistently, and still has kind of dreams about weird things happening. Sometimes even as an adult, I'll have dreams about that I'm being chased by somebody that I can't get away, or that they're keeping up with me, and I'll wake up thinking that I'm running or that something's happening. So what are your worst nightmares that you still have, or that you can remember, if there's any that really stuck out? I'm very curious. Thanks for watching.